Well, Stuart, unexpectedly you've had 10 days off since the last game after the Chesterfield game was postponed. So what have you players been up to? What have you done to make the most of that extra time?
Well, to start with, it got pretty tough because the gaffer obviously wasn't happy. So a bit of running gone involved, a bit of hard work, which obviously deservedly so. You get your rewards if you get good results, and obviously we didn't. So we paid the price as a team, but it's only going to benefit us in the long run. And then the rest of the time's been really positive. We've had a lot of time to work on different shapes, different personnel in different positions. It's been quite exciting last week. Really, it's given us an eye to look at loads of different things, and that's what you do. I think when you get hit with something like a game being called off, it's not to waste it. It's an opportunity. Where in this league everything comes thick and fast, and sometimes you don't have time to work on things because the next game comes along and you want to put things right. There's no time, and you just go into the next one and the next one. So I think the last 10 days have been very productive. Fitness levels would have gone up through that early bit of work we've done, and to work on different shapes and set different personnel and look at different things. Going to Saturday, we've had a really positive 10 days.
Is it key to have that bit of extra time, as you're saying, when Yeovil are going through a slight blip in form with 5 games without a win now?
Yeah, well, we had a great run over Christmas. So look, the bottom line is, the way I see it, I think we're in a real positive position. Start of the season, we hardly had any players, and if you'd have said to us at the start of the season, this is where you're going to be, I think people have been delighted. Runs of form, in positive and negative, change people's perception of where you should be and shouldn't be. But I think positionally we're in striking distance. It's a very tough league to go at first place. Do you know, and that's not by any means out of reach. So I'm not sort of writing that off at all. But I'm saying it's like people sometimes get mixed up in the fact there's only one place and we're so many points off it, and it's gone. It's not. It's a long time to go and plenty of games to play for and a lot of points. And I'm really positive the position we're in, and there's nothing negative in my thoughts. And every time you drop points, it's a learning opportunity, and we've certainly done that over the last 10 days.
Got a good opportunity this weekend as well, playing Boreham Wood just below you in the table. How impressed have you been with them this season? They've probably been one of the surprise packages in the National League considering their resources.
Well, yeah, obviously they're up there, so they must have been doing all right. But I mean, I just focus on us. I focus on my teammates. Where I listen to what the gaffer and Terry tell us. My goalkeeper coach, Betch, and we work hard through the week, and we just focus on the next game coming up. Obviously, that is Boreham Wood, but I've not been looking at them too much, in all honesty, over the season, because going into every Saturday, I just look at the opponent we've got coming up and what they've done. So my focus is on Yeovil, and it always has been, and that's all I can really tell you about that.
Is there an extra edge though, because you can gain an advantage on a fellow promotion rival?
No, because our aim is to win football matches. That doesn't change whether we've won 5 in a row, lost 5 in a row, not picked up any points in so many games, not dropped any points in so many games. It doesn't matter. You go into we as this football club going at this season, go into every game looking to get 3 points, and that's the bottom line, and that's all we look at.
I guess inevitably though, when form is slightly wavering, some heads will drop. As an experienced player, do you take responsibility in those moments to maybe coax the younger players through it? Because I imagine you've been here before.
Yeah, of course. This is what I'm saying. I look at it as positive, because it shows people we're not like unbeatable, and you can get yourself into a position where you don't see any problem going into games, and then you get hit with a sucker punch, and then you sort of don't come back from it. There's positives. Obviously, yeah, we all want to win every week, and if we did, I'd be buzzing with that. I'm not saying I'm not, but I just look at the positive of, if we don't win, can we learn from it? And this week we've had this last 10 days we've had a massive workload that we've put in and worked on so many different things, and it's exciting to utilise the whole squad and sort of teach as well, because like you said, there is young boys and the experienced players that still want to learn. This is a good group, whether it's experienced or young lads, and the experienced boys want to learn just as much as the young lads. So we're all out there looking to learn off the manager and then all the other coaching staff, what they tell us. yeah, experience plays a key role, but I'm not the only one. There's a lot of experience in this team. But personally, I thrive on being an experienced player and helping others. Whether that be someone who's a similar age to me and similar experience, you're never too old to share in your experiences to others.
On a personal note, how has this season been for you? Because obviously there must have been some frustration with the injuries you've had.
Yeah, of course there is. But it's given me an opportunity to go away and work at getting stronger in different areas. But yeah, no one wants to be injured. I don't plan to be injured. I've had a history of it through my career of having a very good injury record, or non-injury record, shall we say. And most injuries that I have picked up through that time, I've been able to play through it. But the difficulty with the last two is that they weren't ones that you could play through, and as much as I tried, it doesn't always work like that. And sometimes you have to stop because they can get worse and you never recover. But so in that sense it's frustrating. But I said again, I'm very positive or sort of keen to turn a negative into a positive, and that's what I've done with those injuries.
In terms of those injuries, meaning no disrespect here, but when you're in your late 30s as compared to say 5, 10, 15 years ago, do you have to manage your workload and your training differently now?
Well, I'm trying to find that sort of balance, but I've always been one that just works as hard as I can possibly work. So I think that's more the manager and the goalkeeper coach that are managing my workload, because I don't know any other way than just to work as hard as I can. Never cut corners. Like I've already been at the gym this morning on the way in. You know, like if there's an opportunity to work and to train and to get better, I'll try and do it. And I don't want to. When the day comes when I finally have to give up, I want to look back on my career and say I didn't cut any corners and I have no regrets. And to this point, I'm speaking to you, I won't have any regrets. So that's all I can sort of work to.
Thanks for your time, Niels.
Thank you.
Stuart, you mentioned your fitness levels and what have you, and obviously with a 10-day break, was it kind of like having a completely new pre-season again, middle of the season?
Well, if you talk about pre-season getting your behind ran off, then as we do pre-season, then I'd say we've definitely had a bit of that gone into it. Yeah, that's for sure. But the work we've done on the training pitch, the tactical, technical stuff, that ain't light stuff neither. So it's been time spent, it's been work spent, and I think I can only speak for myself, but it looked from the way the boys worked, it was a real desire to work hard and take on board all the information of the different shapes and different styles we've been looking at, and the different positions people have been playing in. You know, so yeah, I said earlier, it's a great group, and they've all been really focused this last 10 days to achieving more.
So do you think we can look forward to a slightly different style from Yeovil for the forthcoming games?
That's a question for the manager, but yeah. We've covered a lot in the last 10 days, and that's all I'd say to that. And I said whether that be hard work or technical and tactical, it's all been in there. Because I said we didn't waste the opportunity of the 10 days break.
No, and looking at the league as it is at the moment, and you say we're in a pretty strong position. Are you surprised that Barrow haven't sort of blown up, because they've been so consistent right the way through the season so far?
Not really. No, because I think they've got their way. It's not necessarily tidy, but it's effective, and they seem to have everyone singing off the same hymn sheet. And I think they've been pretty fortunate with injuries and suspensions. They've seemed to keep the same sort of team, same 11 week in, week out. And as I said earlier, I don't look too in depth at any team, so you could tell me otherwise. But every time I do see a bit of them, maybe if they're on TV, it looks like the same faces that when we've played against them. So that's always good. If you have a settled team, that always helps. But it's sometimes you have these runs where you ride that crest of a wave, and obviously that's what they're doing at the moment.
What are you expecting from Boreham Wood on Saturday?
A tough game. Yeah. So they're right next to us in the league, and they've sort of weren't there before, so they're on a good run. So yeah, it's going to be a good battle. But these are the games you want to play. You want to play the teams around you. I'd rather play a team around me that's really trying to win the game than the teams where you have to sort of try and break them down, like a training session, where they park the bus, so to speak, to use other people's phrases. Those are good games in their own way if you can do that, but they're not always great spectacles for a football match.